Hey everyone, it's the one and only magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review, and this character review will be on the brand new Gold Mythic Telltale Kate from The Walking Dead's Season 3. And not only am I going to be doing the character review, I'm also going to be going over the smokes and stones, everything in the gray market involving that event. And before we get started, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Feel free to leave a comment down below and share the video if you feel like it. If you do any of those four things, that would be much appreciated by me. And I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there and staying cool, most importantly. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe out there and I'm staying cool. Honestly, I can't wait for the fall. Like, I wish the fall would just, would hurry up and get here. Like, I'm not a fan of the summer, except for fireworks. Like, literally, that's it. But anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get this started, shall we? Kate, Telltale. Her trait is alert. Her role is a medic, and her allegiance is a member of the Telltale Allegiance. Let's take a look at her stats. Her attack stat is 14,036. Her defense stat is 39,302. And her HP is 40,237. Makes sense since she's a medic. So let's take a look at her adrenaline rush. Steady tactics. Recharge rate 48 AP, very fast. Now that's very interesting because we have not seen a toon with an adrenaline rush with 48 AP in a very long time. Probably since, what, 5 stars? 6 stars? It's been that long. So Kate is definitely the very first Gold Mythic toon with a 48 AP adrenaline rush. All teammates get 50% defense for the rest of combat. Telltale teammates get 100% defense instead. All Telltale teammates heal 25% of their max HP for the rest of combat. Deal 25% of the primary target's max HP as maim damage to that line of enemies. Very, very interesting. I honestly, for her being a defensive medic toon, so far, I don't have a problem with her kit. All teammates will get 50% defense for the rest of combat, but Telltale teammates will get 100% defense for the rest of combat instead, which it's very nice either way, but it seems like, you know, they want you to mainly build a Telltale defensive team around Kate, and that is definitely very possible. There's a mix and match of defensive Telltale toons out there for sure. You have Jane, Blue Kenny, Luke, Omid, Krista, you have Blue Clementine, you have the no, that I was thinking of the Whisperer, but never mind, wrong allegiance. So The point is, you have a very nice mix of defensive telltale tunes, so that's going to work out very well. Plus, all telltale teammates will heal 25% of their max HP for the rest of combat. There you go. Enough said. That's going to be very nice. Plus, she's going to be dealing 25% of the primary target's max HP as maim damage to that line of enemies. That's going to be very interesting because depending on who you target, say if you're targeting a really tanky defensive toon with a lot of HP, that's going to be a lot of maim damage not only to that target but also to the same whoever else is in that same line, which is going to be really good, and that potentially could be a one-shot. I'm not saying it's going to be a one-shot, but I guess depending on who you target, it could be a one-shot. But either way, maim damage is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. So very good. I don't see any problems with this adrenaline rush whatsoever. Let's move on to her signature skill, signature move. Reviving Assault. The initial cooldown is turn 1. 2 turns for the cooldown. Number of uses unlimited. Revive a teammate with 50% of their max HP plus 1 teammate if they are at least 2 plus 1 teammate if there are at least 2 other Telltale Allegiance teammates. Deal 20% of the target's max HP as bleed damage for 2 turns and maim damage to that enemy. So she's reviving a teammate plus potentially reviving 2 teammates if there's at least 2 other Telltale teammates on the team. So that's good. You're at least going to revive 1, potentially 2. So that's pretty good right there. Plus, you're going to be dealing 20% of the target's max HP as bleed damage for 2 turns and maim damage to that enemy. So, like, say if you're planning on targeting a really tanky defensive toon that's got a lot of HP, you could be softening them up, starting off with the signature move, only to hit them with the adrenaline rush. If the bleed doesn't take care of them, then that adrenaline rush will definitely do the job, and that the potential for that is actually really good if you think about it, because like that could be a lot of, depending on who the toon is, that could be a lot of HP that, you know, that they're gonna lose because of the maim damage. So yeah, you potentially could one-shot someone with the signature move if they don't have like a whole bunch of HP, potentially. If not, the adrenaline rush or the bleed damage will probably take care of that. But again, I don't really see an issue with this toon so far. I think she's actually pretty good. And I'm going to get into the Smoke and Stones event after we get done here. But let's get into her mythic abilities. Spirit. 20% of all healing performed by this fighter also granted as bonus HP. Now, if you have a certain like weapon that people are healing plus her adrenaline rush, she's going to be able to take advantage of Spirit. So you definitely want to level this one up, as not only will you be healing, if you get her adrenaline rush off the first time, all those teammates, all the Telltale teammates are going to be healing for the rest of combat, and you will potentially be getting bonus HP every turn, which is going to be a really good thing. And it's going to be really tough to take them down. So definitely level up Spirit. Grand Attention. At the start of each wave and turn, 100% chance one random enemy gets taunt for 2 turns. You know what? I would go ahead and level this one up, because why not? It has, like it says, at the start of each wave and turn, 100% chance a random enemy gets taunted for 2 turns. Why not? Why not make her a little bit more annoying than she's already going to be, with the potential of reviving 2 teammates, with her giving out 100% defense or 50% defense and healing and the maim damage and the bleed damage? Why not add taunt on top of all of that? You might as well. It's going to be pretty good. Focused Tail. At the start of each wave, 100% chance all teammates get focus for 4 turns. All enemies get focus for 2 turns, minus 1 enemy focus duration for each of this Kate's Telltale Allegiance teammates. Okay, so I get I kind of get the understanding of this. I mean, it's kind of odd, but I mean, it ain't nothing that's going to, it's nothing that's going to penalize you too bad. So, at the start of each wave, 100% chance all teammates get focus for 4 turns. That focus for 4 turns is actually kind of insane, because that will help you bypass human shields. I'm pretty sure you won't be able to get confused or taunted by that, which is going to be really good. So, plus, here's, I don't know what the strategy is here. With all the enemies that get focus for 2 turns, minus 1 enemy focus duration for each of this Kate's Telltale Allegiance teammates. See, like that last part, I kind of don't get what's going on there, but I would level this one up, because getting focus for 4 turns for all of your teammates is going to be pretty good. It's going to be very good, especially if you have certain defensive tunes like Blue Kenny, Blue Clementine, Luke. Omid, I believe, does a little bit of damage. So there are tunes out there to help you that, even though they're defensive, they can do some damage. So that's going to be pretty good. I would think about leveling that one up. Bloody Health. When being attacked by an enemy with taunt, 50% chance they get 5% plus 5% for each other Telltale Allegiance teammate of all of this fighter's living teammates' max HP as bleed damage for 4 turns. I was like, okay, what now? But alright, it makes sense. Okay, so, yeah, that's actually pretty good too. So you potentially, if Kate is being attacked, it's a 50% chance that they will potentially get, whoever is attacking Kate, it's potential that they will automatically get 5% plus another 5% for each other Telltale teammate on the team of all of this fighter's living teammates' max HP as bleed damage. So again, if you have a full defensive Telltale team, that's going to be kind of nuts. So yeah, so far she's a pretty good tune. I mean, that last one, not Bloody Health, but focused tale about the enemies getting focused, I'm a little confused about that. But other than that, it's not an overall negative about this tune so far. I just don't see any yet. So I think all of her mythic abilities would be worth leveling up. So let's take a look at her specialist skill, Dexterity 2. Whenever this character takes damage from an attack, rush, or signature, they will reduce the damage by 7% for every 20% of their max AP they currently have. If this character's health is above 20%, they will take damage that would kill them. Their health will be reduced to 19% instead. This character cannot be decapitated. So, essentially, it's going to be, it's going to be harder to take her out, which, that's going to be a really good thing. Honestly, that is going to be a pretty good thing. She's already going to be annoying with healing certain teammates for the rest of combat, giving out defense, dishing out maim damage, bleed damage. She has multiple ways of dishing out bleed damage and maim damage, plus taunting enemies. And plus, with that taunt, she can dish out even more bleed damage, so yeah, she's going to be kind of annoying. I mean, maybe not like to the level, maybe not to the level of Shiva and Ezekiel, but yeah, she'll be a problem for a little bit, I believe, which will be a good thing. And obviously, she doesn't have a weapon, so you can pretty much put whatever you want into her hands. I like the artwork, and she is from, like I said, Season 3, A New Frontier. That particular season, with Javier and Javier's brother, whose name I cannot remember, but she's Javier's brother's, wife or girlfriend, right? But, oh yeah, I gotta say, I gotta say this now. Back, when Season 1 of the Telltale Walking Dead was out, I had a bit of a crush for Carly, right? But when Kate came around, I was like, I don't know, Carly, you gotta move over. Kate, not gonna lie, she's hot. She's hot, and if you play Season 3, if you make certain choices with Javier, you can, you and Javier and Kate can become boyfriend and girlfriend, essentially. And I'm not gonna lie, I made those certain choices, and she ended up falling for Javier. Yeah, sorry, Javier's brother, whose name I cannot even think of. Sorry, Kate's interested in Javier. So, in my gameplay, she is at least. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but you can let her down if you want to, but I don't know why anybody would let her down. I don't. She might be the hottest Telltale tune. Might be. She is to me. I don't know. It's something about her, man. I don't know, man. But anyway, I believe, who's that little girl? I'm trying to think of her name. Oh crap, see, I'm forgetting her name. Is it like Maya or Maria? It's something like that. I know, they're in that junkyard. They go to that junkyard. Javier, Kate, Gabriel, I believe his name, or is it Gabe? It might be Gabe, and then the little girl, Maya or Maria. And, well, that episode ends with the little girl, and she ends up getting killed, which is like, it was like, damn, what a moment, right? But, yeah, I just like her simple look, and she looks pretty much like she does in the game. I don't remember her wearing that hat, though, but she pretty much has the same attire. So, let's move on to the smokes and stones. Let's just go over everything else in the gray market. And you can get all 5 copies of Kate for 5,000 ashtrays. So 1,000 ashtrays apiece. Let's move on. We have 2 choice boxes. We have a ranged weapon choice box. So we have, first up, Oceanside Sadiq's assault rifle. 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, double attack plus crit up when attacking, a better chance to make a second attack with 175% attack, and get plus 40 crit for 2 turns. Improved rampage. Critical attacks will hit 2 other enemies on the same side of the battlefield for 175% damage. Simply, this is a very attacking, hard-hitting weapon. Specifically, there are multiple tough tunes that have multi-hit potential, and this would be a great weapon for one of those tunes, so it might be worth the pickup. It is a very good weapon, and I like the look of the weapon, so it's not a bad weapon, honestly. Let's take a look at the next weapon. Sadiq's Precise MK3. 30% attack, 35 crit, impair line. When dealing a critical hit, a line of enemies gets impair for 1 turn. Increase trait advantage, attack damage by 15%. So obviously, I feel like the second weapon is a little bit better for doing a lot of damage. However, this weapon is not too bad. If you're having trouble on road maps and against certain lines, this would be a great weapon to deal with certain lines on certain road maps. So this is something to also think about. So honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with either weapon. If you want to be dishing out a lot of damage, Oceanside's assault rifle is the way to go. However, if you're having trouble on certain road maps with certain lines, the Precise MK3 would be the way to go. You can't go wrong with either, and you can get that choice box for 5,000 ashtrays. Next up, we have the melee weapon choice box, and let's see what we have. Diego's Sturdy Buzzsaw Staff. 35% defense, 35% HP. When being attacked, a better chance to cause minus 50 AP to the enemy. Stonewall. This fighter's defense cannot be reduced. So it's a very defensive weapon. I'm not gonna lie. There are way better strong defensive weapons. Like, for example, the Valentine's Axe strong weapon that I have currently on Morgan Unhinged, I feel like is definitely better than this weapon. The Stonewall part is actually pretty good, but I'm not a particular fan of the stats on the weapon. I like how the weapon looks, but you can go better with a strong defensive weapon, if I'm being honest. So let's take a look at the next weapon. Violent Ransacking Club. 35% attack, a very large bonus to AP when attacking. When attacking, a better chance to cause minus 40% defense for 3 turns to the enemy. Ransack. Attacks steal 2 positive effects from the enemy you hit. Obviously, the outlier of this weapon is Ransack. That's a really good thing to have, right? On a weapon, like, if, for example, if the enemy has attack up, defense up, heal over time, or even more so, halo, or like a stun resistance, if you hit that enemy, you're going to be stealing 2 of those positive effects, which is going to be really good, especially if you're able to steal Halo off of an enemy, because we know how overpowered Halo is. So, however, the rest of the weapon, I'm kind of mixed on, to be honest. But having that Ransack on the weapon might be worth it to pick up, but see, I've seen somebody put this particular weapon on Eva and Ghost, and I gotta be honest, like, why are you doing that? You want her normalized to go off, and I tried it out for myself, just to try it out, you know, and I was hit. Her normalized was not going off 50% of the time with this weapon. It was going off maybe about 30% of the time, but then I immediately went back to her base weapon. So, no, I just don't see how, like, some people, I'm not saying everybody, but some people have put this weapon on Eva and Ghost, and why those people have put this weapon on Eva and Ghost over her base weapon. Her base weapon is the best you can get with her. I kind of get for the Ransack potential, but you can give this weapon to somebody else that's not a normalizer. But, I mean, that's not what I would do. I would rather have Eva and Ghost dealing damage and normalizing people rather than Ransacks. If you want this crate, you can have it for 5,000 ashtrays. Although, I think the ranged weapon choice box is a little bit better. So, I personally would recommend going after the ranged weapon choice box over the melee choice box personally, but you can do whatever you want to. Next up, we have an avatar. A very interesting, scary looking avatar. Stars and Stripes. Yes, that's right. Stars and Stripes Avatar Community Event 2024. Although it has nothing to do with Stars and Stripes. I see a dead looking zombie-vied version of Shiva. Now tell me, where Stars and Stripes come in? It is a cool looking avatar, but they misleading, right? They're misleading. Stars and Stripes. They need to wake up. They need to stop drinking. They need to get sober. That's not Stars and Stripes. That is a zombie Shiva right there. Yeah, that's definitely a zombie-fied Shiva. Who would have ever thought we would have seen that? Not me, but it's really cool. And you can get that avatar for 1,200 ashtrays. Next up, we have some Ultra Mythic tokens. They are very much needed, as they are hard to come by, whether, you know, if you're not buying them. If you're strictly free to play, they are kind of hard to come by. I mean, they do, like, they are in CRW and Blitz War, but they give them out in very small amounts. And you can get 1,000 of them for 250 ashtrays. Then we have the Advanced Mythic tokens. Also kind of hard to give them out. Also hard to get them, as they give out very small quantities of both tokens. But you can get 1,000 of them for 125 ashtrays apiece. Next up, we have a couple of Paragon mods. So we have a HP set. So HP set defense versus tough Paragon. You know, if you're having trouble against certain tough tunes or all tough tunes, and you want to put that on a very defensive tune, that wouldn't be a bad bet. So it definitely depends on your mod situation, and you can get 2 of them for 1,500 ashtrays a piece. Next up, we have another HP mod. HP set defense down resist Paragon mod. I personally don't have a big problem with defensive down. I think the first one is slightly better, but hey, I mean, if you're having trouble with you getting lower defense, this would be a pretty good one to have. And also, you can get both of those for 1,500 ashtrays a piece. Next up, we have the final Paragon mod, which is going to be HP set defend while disarmed. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, when you get disarmed, that certain tune that gets disarmed, they can't use their third slot on their weapon depending on how long they're going to be disarmed for. And what's that going to help with stopping disarm? I mean, it doesn't say like disarm resist, so I'm not too sure about this one, but I mean, if you want to get it, you can definitely get it for 1,500 ashtrays a piece. I think the first 2 are a little bit better. Just that third one I'm kind of like, I don't know about, but the first 2 I think are just a little bit better in my opinion. Next up, we have some gear metal bags. Well, and yeah, these are very well needed. These gold gear metals, and you can see, you can get a range from 1,000 gold gear metals all the way down to 25. I would recommend picking these up because they are very much needed, especially when leveling up tunes, and well, not leveling up, but upgrading them to the next tier as you're leveling them up. So yeah, it sucks to get 25, but getting 25 is better than getting 0, so I would think of it like that. But it's definitely possible to get 1,000, because one time I did get 1,000 out of these bags one time, but it's a very low chance. But yeah, it's definitely possible. So you can get the gear metal bags for 200 ashtrays a piece. Now we have some more gear metals, and these are going to be very small quantities. We have the gold gear metals. You can get 5 of them. The bronze gear metals, 15 of them. Silver gear metals, 10 of them. And then we have the steel gear metals for 20. And now you just need to look at your personal inventory to see which ones you're the lowest on, and you just need to go from there. And these might be worth a pickup, and you can get 10 of them for 120 ashtrays, and you can also get 10 of the gear metal bags, also 10 of them for 200 ashtrays. So both of these would be a very important pickup. Next up, we have silver choice tokens. Obviously, for any specific trait of the 4 traits that you would need. And you're going to need them to tier up gold mythics, obviously. So they're going to be very important to get. So you can get 20 of them for 30 ashtrays a piece. Next up, we have the silver choice tokens for alert tunes, and obviously alert silver mythics is going to be needed to tier up gold mythic Kate. So you can get 10 of them for 50 ashtrays, but here's why go for the Pacific trait choice tokens when you can just get, when you can go after the alert ones in the far cheaper one? I mean, but some people will do it, but I'm just saying, I would rather go for this option to save yourself a little bit on the ashtrays, so, but both of the options are there. Next up, we have 2 choice boxes, and the first one is for the 5-star ranged weapon parts. Now, for newer players, for anybody, but newer players, this is going to be a really good pickup, as you're going to need a lot of this stuff to craft weapons eventually. But this would definitely be worth the pickup if you're low on either one of the ranged weapon parts or the melee weapon parts. And you can get 10 of them for 50 ashtrays a piece. Now, let's see. I believe there's something in the museum. Let's see. I just want to check this real quick. I don't care about your pop-up. We have in the museum a Fighter's Choice box. Damn it. We have a Fighter's Choice box, and I believe that has to do with completing the really difficult road maps. And for 21 diamonds, you will get a choice box between Tactician, Heath, Mackenzie, and Steel. Honestly, if you, within the last week, if you have pulled on the Legends of the Arena wheel, you've most likely gotten Tactician, Heath, and Mackenzie. So if you're able to get the diamonds, Steel is really the only option, as he would be a little bit harder to come by right now. So, yeah, I mean, and where do you, let's check it out where you get those diamonds from. I believe it's one of the road maps. I know it's one of the road maps here. It's going to be this one. So, you pretty much have to, you know, my thoughts on this whole Smokes and Stones event, it's very much paid to play with very little free to play, just by the basis of it, because the aquamarine stones, if you don't buy them, I just don't see them giving out enough for free to play to be able to fully do this, right? So you are going to have to pay if you want to participate in these really, really difficult road maps. So here's the thing with the Fight for the Stars bonus roadmap. They are difficult. Don't get me wrong. They're definitely doable. They're definitely very achievable, even though they are hard. These roadmaps right here, Smokes and Stones, are the very, 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 very impossible roadmaps. If you don't have the top of the top tunes, it's not going to happen. Like, I did one of them, and I said, I'm good. So, yeah, I think the Smokes and Stones event, I think it's trash. As far as, like, no, I don't think the character of Kate is trash. She's very good, but would I recommend going all in on this event and trying to get Kate? I personally would not. I don't think it's worth the frustration and the headaches and possibly you smashing your device. So, no, I would not. No, I wouldn't. I'm good. Even though I think Gold Mythic Kate is hot, I'm good. I'll pass. Kate will come in. There will be eventually another way to get her. Because I believe Mackenzie and Tactician Heath were in a similar event like this, and they became a little bit easier to obtain. So just be patient. Kate will become a little bit easier to... She'll become a little bit more available later on. Just be patient. It ain't worth it for you to be frustrated, for you to possibly smash your device or smash the environment around you. It's not worth it. So I would recommend skipping this event and just if you want to do the really easy ones to see what you can possibly get with ashtrays, go for it. But I would not go all in and try to get Kate and get all this other stuff. Not worth it. It's mostly pay to play anyway. Very little free to play when it comes to it. So what are your thoughts? Before I get into that, I'm just going to say, man, oh man, tomorrow when I do Rating with Me, we have some AEW. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking about AEW, man. The latest episode of Dynamite comes on. I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about last week's episode, right? There's a couple things I'm going to talk about, and oh buddy, some of y'all might know already, maybe not, but I honestly, I can't wait to get into it, and I'll be talking about that more with Rating with Me. Now that I got that out of the way, and I possibly might be showcasing They Who Wonder. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Now, with all that out of the way, what are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Kate? Are you going to be trying to get her, or are you not going to get her because of the extreme difficult of this event? Of the roadmap specifically, and do you think she's a really good tune, or do you think she's not worth the effort? Feel free to let me know down below all of your thoughts on Gold Mythic Kate, and what are your thoughts on the Smokes and Stones event and everything in the gray market. And whatever your thoughts are on Gold Mythic Kate and everything else in the gray market and the Smokes and Stones event, definitely feel free to let me know down below. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.